First, I want to start by saying these decisions are never easy, but after prayer and counsel, I have decided to enter my name into the transfer portal. I want to thank all of my teammates for that everlasting brotherhood, the coaching staff for giving me an opportunity, and the diehard fans for their support for UM. I came here with dreams of winning national championships, and my only regret is that I will not be able to achieve that goal. Life is a journey, and in this world, you will be confronted with a fork in the road. I am at that fork, and sometimes you can't look back. I am looking forward to what God has in store for me next. With that said, I wish UM all the best and a championship year. Hashtag Go Canes. Sincerely, Jaron Williams. What's going on, Canes fans? I mean, is this really a surprise? Really? I mean, come on now. After everything that happened in 2019, Williams might have already been considering entering the transfer portal. But after Miami landed graduate transfer quarterback Jarren King, Williams didn't waste a whole lot of time before making the announcement. Jaron Williams had flashes of greatness in 2019. A lot of fans saw the potential and were really excited. However, after the strong start as the starter for Miami, he ended up being spotty at best. He was okay. With King's productive and impressive stats from his career at Houston, many believe that the starting job is his to lose. Now, if we're looking at this from Jaron Williams' point of view, I fully understand that it could be frustrating. I mean, think of it this way. In 2019, he's named QB number 1, but then ends up in this QB hokey pokey scenario. And then in 2020, if he really thinks about it, probably realizes that he's most likely QB number 2 or maybe even number 3, and now he has to fight and claw his way back to the top. But after really thinking about it, I can't help but wonder if he was maybe the wrong guy the whole time. And I'm not talking about just the wrong guy to run Dan Enos' offense, because let's all be real here. Dan Enos' offense would make any QB look like trash. I'm talking just the wrong QB to be the starter at Miami in general. He had already thought about transferring at the end of 2018. Apparently now we find out that he had a bunch of off-the-field issues during the 2019 season. And now Miami lands a transfer portal QB, and just days later he announces that he's leaving. And I'm not going to sit here and just throw shade at Jaron Williams. It's honestly probably the best decision for him. As a matter of fact, it is the best decision for him. And if you think about this offense that Rhett Lashlee is bringing in, it's more suited for N'Kosi Perry or Martell, Tyler Van Dyke, maybe even Matoka. I'm not going to leave him out of the mix, but I do feel like one of those other guys gets the nod before he does. And, of course, Jarren King. Now, one thing that I do want to briefly touch on and address is with Jarren King being a graduate transfer, does that mean that he automatically wins the job? No. It doesn't, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but you can't necessarily count out the other guys. This is going to be a clean slate, a fresh start. Most likely, Jarren King, though, will be QB1 coming into spring, and I do agree that it'll be his job to lose. Is there a chance that he could be the best quarterback on the roster? Yeah, absolutely. Even with one less quarterback on the roster, the QB competition at Miami this spring is going to get crazy. And you guys know it's coming. You know I'm going to say it. I wish Jaron Williams the best wherever he ends up and decides to go. No hard feelings for me. As I said, it's really the smartest and best decision for him when you think about it. And just to be honest, it's probably a good thing for the Miami Hurricanes football team. But let me know down in the comment section below what school you think he might end up at. I could actually see him maybe going to Kentucky. I know he was committed there for a long time. I don't know if they need a quarterback. I should have looked it up before this video, but I didn't. I don't think that he ends up at another school in the state of Florida. He's from Georgia. I think he'll head back up a little ways. But I cannot end this video without mentioning the absolute savage Cameron Harris. He went to Twitter just a little bit after Jaron Williams made the announcement and said, "We will be ready to go to war with or without you." And of course, he didn't tag Jaron Williams or anything, but I think we know who he's talking about. And there were some other players who actually tagged Jaron Williams and said, "Hey, bro, best of luck to you. Well wishes wherever you go. But Cameron Harris is cutthroat. And this might be a bold prediction, and I could be totally wrong, but I think that the rest of the QBs on the roster stay. I know that the names that are going to be tossed around are definitely going to be Perry and Martell. It's going to be which one goes, not do they go, which one goes. But I would actually be surprised if either one of them leave Miami. Think about it. Martell has already transferred once. Does that mean that he can't transfer again? I don't think so. I think that he can, but would he really do that? And then Perry, I know this doesn't necessarily mean anything, but the man's got the U tatted on his forearm. And whether you like it or not, I talked about it earlier in this video, because every time I bring up the M word, if I mention Martell, everybody's all up in arms. Martell could potentially still be a good fit in Rhett Lashley's offense. N'Kosi Perry could also be a good fit in this offense. And then, of course, we've got TBD and Matoka, but those guys would be underclassmen, right, compared to Martell and Perry. So, if D'Eriq King goes down, if he needs a breather, if he gets injured, it's next man up, right? You never know. And then coming into next season, because D'Eriq King's only going to have 1 year, assuming that he is the starter, Martell and Perry still have. So, you see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like I said, probably bold prediction, but I think the QBs that we have now are going to be staying. And for everyone complaining and making a big deal about the transfer portal, you have to understand that the crazy world of college football is just different now. And you can't be mad at a player or a team for utilizing the transfer portal. It's a tool that is available to them, and you can't fault them for using it. And I told you guys, content on this channel is not stopping all year long. Obviously, there is more than enough to report on and talk about, to do videos and live streams every single week leading up to the season. So content won't be stopping. Make sure that you click the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with Miami Hurricanes football. But I want to see some participation down in the comments section below. Let me know, did this surprise you? Did you think that Jaron Williams would hit the transfer portal? Do you think that any of the other QBs on the roster, or just players in general, hit the transfer portal? Most people are probably going to be talking about the QBs in this video, though. Remember, though, guys, we are all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.